Dating is hard, but especially if you're a MAGA chud. But don't worry. Ryann McEnany, the sister of former Trump White House Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, she's got you covered with a brand new dating app for conservatives.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I've got to tell you about something I am so excited to announce. A dating app for all of us conservatives. It's called The Right Stuff, and it's launching this September. What I love most about it is that it's invite only, so not just anyone can join. First of all, it's free to use. And for my ladies, you'll never have to pay because we all get premium subscriptions for simply inviting a couple friends. Gentlemen, if you want access to premium, that's on you. And by the way, those are the only two options. Ladies and gentlemen, The Right Stuff is all about getting into the right dating pool with people who share the same values and beliefs as you. You'll start off by building your perfect profile. No pronouns necessary. We want you to put your best foot forward, which includes your favorite photos of yourself doing what you love or being with the people you love. Our prompts give you the opportunity to let people know various sides of you. So remember, be authentic and creative. We're sorry that you've had to endure years of bad dates and wasted time with people that don't see the world our way, the right way.
Oh my God. Okay. That's hilarious. No pronouns necessary. Yes, it's only for ladies and gentlemen. Nobody in between. No trans people allowed. Yes. Okay, so again, there's so much about this that is absolutely ridiculous. But I love how their ad is pretty much like, hey, conservative men, are you sick of dating people who don't share your values? You know, who don't care about women's reproductive rights? Men, are you tired of having to hide your blatant racism towards immigrants? Ladies, are you tired of having to think for yourself and not be considered a rib person? Because that's all you are. Boy, do I have the app for you. And it's free for you ladies, but for you men, pay up, pay up. Again, hilarious. This also, by the way, plays off the whole idea of Trumpism being my entire identity. And so therefore, I'm going to use that as, an idea to kick off an entire relationship. Hey, I like MAGA. You like MAGA. We should bone. Doesn't sound like it's a really good, way to, find a partner. But again, maybe that's just me. Okay. Though it does kind of follow a pattern. See, it appears that there's a lot of young men, specifically, that are conservatives as well, that are being left behind in the dating scene. And they're, of course, not happy about it. Let me give you the details on that. According to 2020 Pew Research Center study, about 71% of single Democrats would probably or definitely not consider dating a Trump supporter. So, yeah. Young people... no, we're not gonna date Trump supporters. There's a article that was written in the National Review that also cited a survey where about out of 1,500 Ivy League educated women, only 6% would willingly date a Trump supporter. Oops. There was also a 2018 article in the Washingtonian, which quoted a Trump administration official saying, a lot of times you'll connect with someone on an app and they'll Google you, find out you worked for Trump's campaign, and then it's pretty much all downhill from there. Now, this former administration official, unnamed, but that same article also noted that people who work in right-wing media say, the pickings are pretty slim here. You know what I'm saying? In fact, a reporter working at a conservative media company said this: the political divide has gotten so wide that a lot of younger liberals don't have any interest in meeting conservatives. Working for a right-wing publication is such an obstacle to dating in DC. He doesn't put his employer on any dating sites and avoids talking about it until meeting someone face-to-face, he says. The policies and these things that are attached to the right, whether or not you're a supporter of Trump, have been presupposed upon you. Oh, so you're the victim, right? It's almost like a black mark, says another reporter at the same outlet, who describes himself as a moderate conservative. Even if you're just a conservative or Republican, you don't even have to be pro-Trump. And these libs, these damn lib women, they just don't want to date us. Actually, no. According to some of the Democrats at Mimi Montgomery, who had wrote the article for the Washingtonian, say this. They say, and by the way, these are the women that she talked to. They say that they can distinguish a difference between those in favor of Trump and those who were not in favor of Trump that are conservatives. In fact, one said, if you're dating someone and they say, I think we should have lower marginal tax rates, that's different than dating someone who doesn't think a woman should have a right to terminate an unwanted pregnancy, says a single woman at a progressive nonprofit. There's a spectrum there. True. Very, very true. Now, most of the self-identifying progressives she spoke with also said that they could tell how far a right a man or woman leaned based on their dating app photos. Pictures say a lot, apparently. Make America Great Again hats are an obvious tell, they said, but some also listed photos of U.S. flag paraphernalia, hunting gear, or fratty beach parties as turnoffs. So there you go. Now, again, I can understand how it'd be a little bit tough in the dating world when you don't think a woman should have any sort of rights, and they know, you tell them, they're not going to be in favor. I would say the majority, of course, there are some out there that are like, oh, yes. Oh, of course, please oppress me. I'm into that. But yeah, generally, no. Most of them are not going to be in favor of it. Or, for example, be in favor of some of the most horrible policies from the Trump administration, like their immigration policies, for example. But it also gets more interesting here. So a couple of days ago, Psychology Today also posted an article titled The Rise of Lonely Single Men. Okay. Now, the key points that they found in their study is that dating opportunities for, and they don't break this down by political party, by the way, but they say the dating opportunities for heterosexual men are diminishing as relationship standards rise. Okay. Well, that's interesting, right? So the standards are going up. Women are becoming a little bit more, a little bit more picky, a little bit more choosy. And so now the response to that, actually, let me wait to get to that. Let me give you more details first. Men, they found, represented approximately about 62% of dating app users. Now, I'm actually surprised because generally when you think of dating apps, you think of 80% men, 20% women. So I think that it's a little bit more balanced, a little bit more. Again, 50-50 would be obviously the perfect balance, but 62%, not horrible. But still, they said that disparity still lowers men's chances for matches and then gives some advice. They say that men need to address some of their skill deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. And by the way, some of those skills are really relationship skills. Not like, I can get a big score on Fortnite on Xbox, I can get all the achievements on Elden Ring. Hey, that's awesome. That's probably not going to help you land a woman, to be fair, unless she's super into Elden Ring, which then, awesome. And I'm not saying that women can't be into Elden Ring, by the way. So don't try that. But anyway, no, as far as relationship skills like actually listening. Okay. Being, and by the way, this is according to the study, women between ages of 25 and 45 say that they prefer men who are emotionally available, can communicate. So that's one of those important skills. And to kind of tie it all in to the, issue of political, their side politically, essentially sharing similar values. Okay. So now, in order to become a better match, Psychology Today advises individual therapy to address some of those skills gaps. So basically, they're telling you, hey, if you don't know how to communicate in a healthy way, then you should go and get someone to help you work on those skills. And the other part of that is also don't be a shitty person, because nobody wants to be with a shitty person. Fair. They also add that valuing your own internal world and respecting your ideas enough to communicate them effectively is another skill that is important. And then seeing intimacy, romance, and emotional connection as worthy of your time and effort. So guys, they're basically telling you just be better people, communicate, be honest and open, and have good values. That's it. And part of those values, of course, is respecting women and their autonomy and listening and communicating effectively. Great. That makes a lot of sense. Now, do I think that this is going to translate on this MAGA app? Not necessarily. I don't think their solution is to become better people. It's to basically wall themselves off because they don't want to be better people. Now, there's another thing about this app that you may have noticed as well. Women get in free, men, you got to pay. Mentioned that before. I already said that the imbalance is pretty high. And by the way, this isn't the only website that has done that before. There's a lot of websites that use this, or websites or apps that have used this kind of like ladies' night, thing. Hey, women, you get in free. Guys, you got to pay, right? Generally, that tends to create a little bit of an imbalance. Although, honestly, there's always been a bit of an imbalance online. But for this MAGA thing, I'm guessing it's going to be even more of an imbalance. Because I think for every lady, there's going to be like, 20 dudes? Now, that's good if you want, to make money off this. And that's ultimately what I think it's all about. I think it's, again, another Trump-style grift. And saying, hey, MAGA chuds, come in. There's going to be the women's here. They're going to be women's. And then they're going to get these lonely, sad guys to come in and pay all this money to try to chase after like the 5 women that are on the website or the app. And this has happened before. Many other right-wing dating sites have popped up. For example, you had Alice Jones dating freedom lovers. I didn't even know that existed. Writer. Patrio, which I guess is supposed to be short for patriot, and awake dating. That sounds too much like woke. But you know what's funny? Only one of those happens to still be in operation. It's not going to work out, but I think for Peter Thiel, who, by the way, is a gigantic investor in this, I think for Peter Thiel and the McEnanys, they might be able to make enough of their money back before this thing gets shuttered. We'll see what happens.